On one day, America lost more soldiers than on D-Day, Pearl Harbor, and 9/11 combined. And it didn't have to happen. September 17, 1862. Sharpsburg, Maryland. Dawn rises over a calm cornfield and the still surface of Antietam Creek. Across the field, about 40,000 Confederates hold a thin line on the ridges, exhausted men in worn gray coats, low on ammunition, and backed against the Potomac River. At their center stands Robert Lee, steady, composed, and outnumbered. Facing them, more than 75,000 Union soldiers under Major General George McClellan, well-supplied, well-armed, supported by strong artillery, and enjoying nearly a 2-to-1 advantage. A brutal fight is anticipated, but nothing close to what is coming. In the next 12 hours, 23,000 Americans will fall as casualties, the deadliest single day the United States has ever seen. More casualties than D-Day, Pearl Harbor, or 9/11. The cornfield will be fought over until it becomes unrecognizable. A sunken farm road will earn the name Bloody Lane. A narrow stone bridge will turn into a killing ground. And despite being outnumbered, outgunned, and nearly trapped between two rivers, Lee's army will survive. How does a commander with overwhelming numbers and the enemy's battle plan fail to destroy his opponent? By the end of this video you will know. But first, consider supporting the channel with your comment, like and subscribe. This is Antietam, the deadliest day in American history. To understand why September 17th turned into a national catastrophe, you must understand the moment. By late 1862, the Union was struggling. Lee had taken command only 3 months earlier and had already outmaneuvered McClellan in the 7 days, defeated John Pope at Second Bull Run, driven Northern armies back toward Washington. Now he attempted something audacious, an invasion of the North. His goals: win a major victory on Union soil, influence Britain and France toward recognition, break Northern morale, push Lincoln toward negotiations. If he succeeded, the Confederacy might become permanent. Lincoln had fired commander after commander. Only McClellan remained, a brilliant organizer, but a hesitant battlefield commander, one who consistently believed he was outnumbered, regardless of evidence. Still, Lincoln had no better option. September 15th. A remarkable discovery. A Union soldier finds Lee's detailed battle plans in an abandoned campsite, Special Order 191. It reveals everything. Lee has divided his army. Half is besieging Harper's Ferry. The other half, around 18,000 men, holds Sharpsburg alone. If McClellan moves quickly, he can crush Lee before the army reunites. He has time. He has numbers. He has the enemy's intentions in writing. All he must do is act. But McClellan waits. Despite possessing Lee's orders, despite outnumbering the isolated Confederates nearly 4-to-1, he hesitates, convinced phantom. Confederate reinforcements are closing in. By the morning of September 16th, Union forces reach Sharpsburg, too late. Longstreet has arrived. Jackson has returned from Harper's Ferry. Lee now commands roughly 37,000 men, still outnumbered but no longer exposed. McClellan could attack that evening. He does not. He issues incomplete written instructions and never properly briefs his commanders. Then he goes to sleep. The Army of the Potomac marches toward the deadliest day in American history, under a commander who lacks urgency. 5:30 a.m. September 17th. The battle begins. General Joseph Hooker leads 12,000 Union soldiers toward the Dunker Church through Miller's cornfield. Imagine stepping into tall corn at dawn, visibility measured in yards, the field silent except for footsteps. Beyond the stalks, Jackson's Confederates wait. The opening volleys shatter the morning calm. Artillery tears through the corn at chest height, mowing down entire ranks. Union soldiers fire blindly through smoke, tripping over bodies they cannot see. Hooker's Iron Brigade pushes into the west woods, nearly breaking Jackson's line. If it collapses now, Lee's flank may disintegrate within the hour. But at 7 a.m., fresh Confederate brigades hit the Union flank. Hooker is wounded. The Union line buckles. General Mansfield's 12th Corps enters the fight as Hooker's men fall back. Many of Mansfield's soldiers are inexperienced. He orders dense columns to steady them. While leading from the front, Mansfield is mortally wounded. His men surge into the west woods, but lose cohesion in the smoke. Through the chaos comes Sumner's 2 Corps, Sedgwick's division attempting to turn Jackson's flank. Instead, they march into a concentrated crossfire. In less than 30 minutes, Sedgwick loses 2,200 men. By 9:45 a.m., the entire northern attack collapses. More than 8,000 casualties lie around. A field scarcely larger than a football stadium. While the cornfield bleeds, the center erupts. A sunken farm road runs beneath a ridgeline, a trench carved by wagon wheels. Lee turns it into a fortress. Roughly 2,500 Confederates under Deitch Hill lie behind the earthen walls. General William French leads 5,000 Union soldiers across open ground toward the ridge. The Confederates hold fire until the Union is close, then unleash a devastating volley. The first line breaks. Units mix in confusion. Still, the Union attacks again and again. Bodies pile so densely that later, waves use the fallen for cover. By 10:30 a.m., Confederate officers fall. Confusion spreads and a gap opens. Colonel Caldwell's New Yorkers push through, swing right, and fire down the road. An enfilade. A fatal corridor. Confederates die by the hundreds, packed so tightly their bodies form a continuous wall. A Union soldier wrote, "We could have walked from one end to the other without touching the ground." The sunken road becomes Bloody Lane. Lee's center is broken. The Confederate Army is again at the brink of destruction. This is McClellan's moment, the moment to commit reserves and split Lee's army in two. But McClellan, arriving late, halts the attack. He cannot believe he is winning. On the Union left, a separate disaster unfolds. General Burnside commands 12,500 men, but McClellan's vague orders reach him only around 10 a.m. His instructions: demonstrate at the bridge, cross Antietam Creek. Attack Lee's right. Burnside believes his assignment is simply to cross. He does not realize he must relieve the pressure on the northern attack. Across the creek stand roughly 3,000 Confederates. At the bridge itself, fewer than 500. Georgian riflemen hold the heights. You are a Union soldier, staring at that narrow bridge. Every musket across the creek seems pointed at you. Burnside launches repeated frontal assaults. At 1 p.m., Union troops finally flank the position. The Georgians retreat. Burnside crosses, but hours behind schedule. Sharpsburg is within reach, but Burnside pauses again to reorganize and resupply. Those 2 hours will change everything. At 3 p.m., Burnside advances. Lee's right flank begins to crumble. For the third time in one day, the Confederate Army is on the verge of collapse. Then, 3:30 p.m., E. Hill arrives. 3,000 Confederates in red battle shirts strike Burnside's exposed left. They have force-marched 17 miles from Harper's Ferry. The exhausted Union line shatters. Burnside pleads for reinforcements. McClellan refuses. He claims only one battery is available. In reality, nearly 20,000 fresh Union troops remain unused, held in reserve for Confederate counterattack that never comes. All day long, McClellan has fought not Lee, but his own fear. By 5:30 p.m., the fighting ends. Both armies are shattered. McClellan suffers around 12,400 casualties, 1/4 of his army. Lee loses more than 10,300, nearly 1/3. The cornfield is a carpet of bodies. Bloody Lane is filled to the brim. Burnside's bridge runs red. Nurses work through the night. On September 18th, Lee waits for another attack that does not come. That night, he withdraws across the Potomac. McClellan does not pursue. On November 5th, McClellan is relieved of command. His career ends the way his battle did, with opportunities allowed to slip away. Antietam changed the war and the nation. Lee's first invasion of the North failed. The Confederacy lost its strongest chance at foreign recognition. Lincoln gained the opening he needed to issue the Emancipation Proclamation. Antietam did not end the rebellion, but it prevented the rebellion from succeeding. September 17th revealed a harsh truth. Courage cannot overcome hesitation, and caution can cost thousands of lives. Antietam teaches an enduring lesson. Sometimes the greatest battles are not won, they are survived. And sometimes, survival alone reshapes history.